Last week, Jews all over the world started reading Vayikra, the book of Leviticus. The book of Leviticus starts out with all sorts of stuff about sacrifices. Both last week's Parsha and this week's Parsha Tzav have one sacrifice after another. We have the instructions for the guilt offering, for the sin offering, for the peace offering, for grain offerings, more different kinds of offerings than you can shake a stick at. Back in the days of the temple, our ancestors brought sacrifices to get right with God, to make things right with God. And today, we find ourselves in a situation where we have to make sacrifices to make things right with the world. We're called on to make sacrifices, and some of us are in different circumstances than others. Some of us are making sacrifices for our own benefit. If you're in a high-risk group, the sacrifices that you make, giving up going out to eat, giving up going to movies or concerts or baseball games, are really for your own benefit. On the other hand, other people, mostly younger people who are at lower risk of getting seriously sick from the coronavirus, are making sacrifices for the sake of other people's. They're making sacrifices so that other people won't get sick, to keep grandma and grandpa alive. The sacrifices in the Torah represent a form of progressive taxation. Rich people would bring a bull. Middle-class people would bring a sheep, and poor people would bring a pigeon. The sacrifices that we're making now because of the coronavirus are the reverse. It's the poorest people who are suffering the greatest. The poor people who lose their jobs and who don't have the resources to fall back on, who don't know how they're going to pay their rent or how they're going to put food on their table as a result of being laid off. If you're in the fortunate position of being young and healthy and still having a job, it would be wonderful if you could find ways to help those who need assistance in these difficult times. If we work together, we'll get through this situation. The sacrifices we make now will allow more of us to be able to observe Passover the way we normally observe it next year. May you have a wonderful, sweet, healthy, happy, and safe Passover.